Right, painting. Let's get some sky on. I'm just going to be careful around this one because I want this branch, it cuts across the composition. I don't want to be as careful with the colour as though it was a colouring in exercise, but sometimes you've just got to be around here. So the colour I'm using on this is for the sky. It's my favourite colour. It's for skies on the basis of anything blue. It's Daniel Smith's Cobalt Blue. It's a very weak wash because the sky, I mean, yeah, photograph at the end of March, but it's still, it's blue, but it's still, there's still a wintry. Now let me get this right. So this bit's got, yeah. So there's still a wintry cast to it. So I've deliberately not made a nice vibrant seasidey blue. So plenty of water in the wash. Right, that's right. Better make sure at this point that I'm not colouring in a chimney in cobalt blue. Let's put some behind those trees. Right, there you go. And that's as careful as I'm going to be now with the sky. So let's move, just to give that sky some time to dry, particularly near the buildings. There you go. This is sap green, and I hope you can see what I mean about the, you know, you've got the pure wash there, but when it goes over there, it's it looks darker. So again, Daniel Smith sap green. Let's put it on there. We need just a bit lighter with this. So let's just there and there. Really am striving not to be very careful with this, with the colour. I really do want it to look right. This dark green I'm putting on now here, can't really tell, can you? Dark green is another Daniel Smith colour, one of my favourite colours. It's Undersea green. So we'll pop all that along there and just try and give the hint of some light. Oh, a bit much there, look. It's a bit too dark, but it'll dry nicely. Down there, down there, down there. Put a bit of dark on there just to reinforce that. Right, now the next bit, colour on the building. I'm going to be a bit more artistic with this. Take a bit of artistic license. This is yellow ochre, which is probably a bit brighter than the building is itself, but so let's just kill that a bit with some bit of indigo in there. You can't even tell there's indigo in there. Let's put a bit more in. There you go. A bit more under there. Some Payne's grey just to drop in. I fully expect it. I mean, I know this colour's going to run, but for me that's fine. As I said at the beginning, I want this to be really quick wash rather than anything else, and you know, it's not a studied presentation piece by any means. So let's put some more colour on. Tell you what, let's have these and a bit of colour there, some of this. Again, in a way, Not that I'm not used to having the reference picture so close to hand while I'm doing this. So that's going to be the lightest bit, and what I'm going to do is bring it the other side. Again, you see, what I wanted to do was not have as much colour on this, but the bit I'm leaving out, which are these tree trunks which kind of frame it, I think it's enough non-painted bits. I know people keep saying, oh, you're using a lot more colour than you normally would. That's because I get carried away, to be fair. Let's put some colour on the roof. Add a bit of again, the colour on that colour that I've used on there was Daniel Smith's Payne's Grey. And we'll put some, there you go. That's really wet, so what I'm going to do is just, there you go, just take that off a bit. There you go, a bit more of that. Back to the yellow ochre for that building, for that chimney stack, for that one. Shame that you see it's not quite the right scale or position to have that, to include that in. So now let me find, there you go, this is a colour I've mixed with some Payne's Grey, yellow ochre and a dab of indigo, just to get a different colour there. And while I've got it on, I may as well use it in these windows. But the bottom half of those windows is fairly dark. So back to the Payne's Grey, which is that there are lots of different Payne's Greys, even by Daniel Smith. This is Payne's Grey with a bluish shade. So let's pop some of this in, just to give it some depth under there. And then, while all that's drying, what I need to do, let's get this. Sorry, I never kind of explained about brushes. I use these brushes more often than not. I've got some really posh squirrel mops, but in a sketchbook they're a bit overkill. So I got these on eBay about 10 years ago. I've got a big box of them. They're a synthetic brush. There's no make on them except for something called Inscribe, made in Japan, and I use a size 10, 11, 12, 8, 6. As I say, I've been using them for quite some time, and the thing is, they never lose bristles. So you don't need, let's put some foliage in there, you don't need really expensive equipment, brushes, although that doesn't stop me from giving into sales on Amazon or wherever. Sorry, other online stores are available. Right, now then, excuse me, in my mind that's 90% of the way there. The only thing that I intend to do to it is to add some shadows. If you look, there's some nice shadows running along. But then again, let's see if I can do this. So I've mixed some ultramarine violet with the Payne's grey. I'm going to try and, I'm not sure if it's drying. Oh yeah, it's dry. I'm going to try and put the ultramarine violet in, because there's a nice shadow that falls across there. There's definitely a shadow under there, and there's a shadow. Yeah, that's okay. Let's put it on here. Whoops. There's a shadow down all these sides, and then the shadow lessens, so we need that same mix with a bit less colour. The shadow lessens on here. On this face, it's kind of an octagonal. I think it's octagonal. And let's pop something in there. And then down there. And I actually think, now let me just see, it might be wet enough. Let's try, see if I can get some of these. Oh yeah, this will work. So there you go. Let's just put some lots and lots of lines. It doesn't matter where they come from. You just need to populate break up the blueness. The only thing you can't do with this is where there are some thicker branches where I would have them drawn like this, leave them unpainted. But you know what? I could go on like this at this stage for another half hour, I reckon. You see there are some that come down at a tangent there. And then the last stage I'll do. So yeah, I'll come back and I may do some more lines, but I'm going to leave that as they are. Now, I actually think this thing about, somebody said to me that I paint light very well at a demonstration, and I actually said I don't think I paint light, but what you do it's the contrast. And there it kind of shows it. If you look at there, I've put that shadow in but left that, it's still fairly light colour, but there is a sense of light and shade in there. So let's just bring some of this out there. And there we have it. That line actually comes down there. So let's disguise it with some. Yeah, let's put some things above it. So there you go, folks. A mistake camouflaged with some spidery lines. I'm just strengthening these now because, yeah, in fact what I might do, this is still a 0.1. Let me just grab this 0.3 just before we pack in. Bring this demonstration to an end. Am I still on screen? Oh yeah. So let me come along there. I'm holding the pen a lot tighter than I normally would because I want to be accurate on the line. And we'll use this while I've got this heavier nib, a 0.3, and it's spreading even more because where the page is damp, where the wash is, natural reaction of the ink in these nibs is to kind of spread a bit, so that helps. Let's put a few more up here. Again, I'm wishing now that I'd left like a branch that thickness coming up there, because naturally that would be left unpainted to give a bit more interest. And you know what I might do, I've got a white gel pen, so I could always again go over that area with the white gel pen. Let's bring some of this across on there. There's all sorts going on in this, so I think what I'll do, rather than try and get even more in, I'll just emphasize this tree, and we'll kind of call that it, I think. I may post this finished thing on Instagram, so if you go and check me out on Instagram, it's just John Harrison and my name, all one word, all lowercase. Don't be surprised if you do go and check it out, that the version that you see on Instagram may have a bit more added to it than the version I've got here, but I reserve the right to fiddle a bit more. Those are a bit heavy. Back to the 0.1. That's better. So I think, my friends, that ends my pen and wash demonstration of Lotherton Hall, and I think this is take 4. So thanks for watching, and thanks as ever for all the kind comments. See you on the next one. Bye.